Welcome to another exciting episode of the $1 Million Peddlers. I'm Papergoy, and we have with us here Random Neighborhood Kid, the best dressed cameraman around. You had a busy night last night, didn't you, Random Neighborhood Kid?
Yeah.
It was senior prom last night. Shout out for him. He didn't get arrested and he's still alive, so that's a big positive. Really wasn't going to be bringing him, but then I ended up getting a call. I don't even have the GoPro with me because I wasn't expecting to be doing anything other than a quick rundown of the flea market. Got a call yesterday from a gentleman who is running, basically runs the warehouse sale that I've shown you pictures from before. And he said, hey, you got to come down 10 o'clock tomorrow. Tons of books, unsearched. Come on down, want stuff gone. So Random Neighborhood Kid is going to be doing a lot of the video for that, which he looks enthused about, to say the least. And should be really good. I'm not going to do a haul video from the flea market, but we'll be doing one from the warehouse sale, and then I'll show you all the finds afterwards. So good job, Random Neighborhood Kid. Thank you for working with the channel, and we will be back shortly. And here we are at the antique store, and as you can see, there definitely is a lot of stuff going on over here, just all over the place. Books. And as he had told me when he asked me to come down, he said that they had called it the library. And you definitely can see why. I was overwhelmed, didn't even know where to start. Luckily, I was the only person there, certainly the only person in the books area. I mean, he was open for business and other people did come in. But I had to establish beachhead, as I've said in the past, and then you begin to, you get a box and you begin to fill it up. And you just start in one area and you work your way through. When he does open, we are going to have an interview with him. And as you can see, he's got a little bit of stuff for everybody. Everything was open for picking. And right now everybody's yelling, oh my gosh, stop, Random Neighborhood Kid. I want to see that tool. I want to see that tool. Because there's probably lots and lots and lots of good stuff back in these areas. I don't know the first thing about them. Apparently Random Neighborhood Kid is doing sprints right now. So that's nice. You kind of can go right around the store, as I said, and you can see a lot of stuff. You can kind of see it in passing as he walks through with the camera. Meanwhile, I'm busy picking, so I had no control at all over this. Kind of neat. My first thought as I watched this video is I feel like I'm in a 1980s computer game with, it's like, oh, do I want to go this way or do I want to go this way? Let me go this way. But he's got a little bit of everything, as you can see. So just overwhelming, to say the least. Things everywhere. We'll head back over to the ranch where somebody or other that needs a little bit of road gain is still looking at magazines. And again, I had established a box, put the stuff off to the side that I wanted, said hi, and kind of went in. That's a nice magazine. Make sure you take that one. Please take that one. Please. Thank you. So just amazing stuff, and we'll have an interview with him soon. Wow, Papergoy back home after a crazy day, and we still have the best dressed cameraman out there, right, Random Neighborhood Kid?
Yes.
Thank you. You're a man of many words. Thank goodness I didn't do a deep dive, or didn't plan on doing a deep dive into the flea market, and thank goodness I didn't waste my time getting the GoPro together, because this is everything I got at a flea market, which is crazy bad for a flea market. With about a 30-minute drive for me. Apparently there were thunderstorms expected, and if Random Neighborhood Kid wants to show the outside, yeah, it's an absolutely lovely day out there. Yet a lot of people didn't show up out there. There were probably 40% of the dealers there usually were, bless you, Gesundheit. Probably 40% of the dealers that there usually were. Really couldn't find much of anything. Real quick, did pick up some interesting things though. For $1, if you zoom in on that, because this is a Mason's item and it's something to do with wheelchair athletes. So I said, that's kind of oddball enough. That could be pretty good. And I paid $1 on it. Another couple of little things. Farmer stuff is really common around here. This is from the 1920s. Picked up the 2 of them. Can't argue with those. Those will sell. From around here, you can find that stuff. Picked this up over here, which is a neat little souvenir book. You can always find things like that around you for your local towns. This is from, welcome to 1909, so that tells you the year. and my fingers don't turn so well. Franklinville, New York high school anniversary, like a reunion class. Again, I don't know where Franklinville, New York is. All that matters is the people in Franklinville, shout out to all of our many subscribers there, know where it is and would want to buy something or other like this. And I paid $1, so I cannot go wrong. This I thought was a kind of neat piece. Employee's Handbook for the Commonwealth Edison Company from 1924, Edison Service. So that's pretty neat. Probably not a lot of these around, and I thought that would be good. And I really don't do very much at all with photos, but I ended up picking this photo up over here from Plainfield, New Jersey, because I thought it was just the most interesting image. Hang 10, dude. Looks like a little surfing baby or something other like that. I just thought that was a really, really neat image. So was it worth going to the flea market? Only because I got to spend time with the most handsome photographer around. That would be you, Random Neighborhood Kid. And had some breakfast and everything. However, the gentleman who picked up the store, the antique store, had me go over there. Basically, he purchased the contents of the antique store and took over the lease. So he had all the stuff there. He hadn't even gone through a lot of it. It was set up, but you had to step over stuff. It was a pretty neat little experience, knowing that I was one of the first people to pick through the stuff. Very reasonable deal, very good guy. We sat and talked about business for a while. At some point in the future, I believe he and I will be doing something together. So that's really good. He will also be appearing on the channel at some point in the future once he gets set up. That's kind of something we've always wanted to do, is bring various business plans to you. So if you look over here, oh, I forgot to show you the best thing I got from the flea market. And unfortunately, they're not sponsors, but we're more than willing to have them be sponsors. Gary's Old Fashioned Beef Jerky, Thai chili. I got 2 Thai chilies. I'm a sucker for that. Spicy Country Sweet, and a couple of other ones in over there. Just great stuff over there. So that almost makes it worth the trip itself. But these other 4 boxes, I ended up throwing together all the stuff in there, and he truly didn't care what was in there. I told him, and it was all magazines and books, with a couple of exceptions that I pointed out to him. And he said, I don't know, what were you thinking? And I said, I don't know, what's fair to you? And he goes, $60, which was funny. And I laughed out loud, and I said, well, I was thinking between 40 to 80, so we are absolutely in the same ballpark. A couple of highlights out of it. I did see this, which I'm going to keep for now. It's pretty cool. It's a Bugs Bunny item, believe that or not, but it does have the tag on our Bugs Bunny. Caught my eye. Ended up buying that over there. Not worth a ton, but still, it's a pretty neat little item over there, so I'm going to keep that one for now. And I really don't do much with beer cans, but I do collect baseball stuff. So I thought those were pretty neat over your minor league. If I ever decide I want to take back over the minor league category. Got a couple of more things over there. Unfortunately, they're empty. And I thought this was great because now I have something to do over the summer. I'm going to go to the Bean and Bacon Days, assuming they still have that on. I like bacon and I like beans. I'm not thinking a Random Neighborhood Kid would want to ride with me back home from that festival, but that's a whole other story. Like I said, I ended up picking up everything over here for $60. Slow moving stuff in there, but stuff like this over here, which is a yearbook, Boston University. You buy something other like this, you throw a high price on it, and you wait. And it's going to take years and years and years to sell, but I know that going in. So there were a lot of different yearbooks in there that were there. Neat little books like that with a dust jacket. This one I actually bought because I want to read it and then I'll try to sell it. So it sounded kind of interesting, and I got a trip coming up, so I said I need a book to read on it, and so on. Just lots of different things. A couple of Earl Stanley Gardner. One of the bottoms of one of these boxes is just filled with Earl Stanley Gardner books. A couple of little things like this. I thought this was really neat. Looked to be small press, and sure enough, it is small press. Those are kind of the books that you always look for when you're out there. Saudi Aramco World. Took a chance on buying these, and again, not much of a chance for the price I paid, but look for things like that over there when you're out there. So this is Hong Kong. Hong Kong stuff always sells, and that looked to be odd enough that I said, something other like that could end up selling. It's all filled with cartoons and stuff, so kind of neat, and so on. Kind of keeping the theme of buy local. Family Among Families, picked up 3 copies of it from the Jewish Home of Rochester. That's something other that's just going to be available locally. So you buy things like this when you see them. Couple of other quick things I did want to show you in here. I say that, and now of course I can't find them. Oh, I picked this book up because this looked to be interesting to read. And sure enough, if you take a look inside, which I picked it up and saw, signed by the author. Doesn't add a lot of money to it, but if somebody or other has the option to buy one of two copies, and my copy happens to be signed, they'll buy my copy over somebody else's copy. I did buy a bunch of sheet music, and as Auction Professor, good friend of the channel, has said before, always look through the sheet music. Oh, there's all of the mystery books. We're going to put those all together in some lot. And again, all ex-library, but all the same authors, so that'll go really good in a lot at some point. But the sheet music had some programs in it as well, which I kind of expected that it would. Other neat little programs over here, WFLN from Philadelphia. People do buy things like this because, again, there aren't very many of these got saved. If you're a Philadelphia collector, if you know WFLN, you may want it, and so on. So just kind of neat things like that throughout, kind of giving you an idea of what to pick when you do have the option to pick this kind of stuff. Just a lot of books in there. Just, you know, old magazine, the back cover's not missing, it's detached, Muncie magazine from the 1800s, and so on. You know, I definitely dug another one of those, looked to be a small press. Sure enough, it's a small press book. Aren't going to be a lot of those made. I hate them, but I picked up a couple of Life magazines over here just because they're from the 1940s, and I knew they weren't going to cost much. I do love stuff like this, Inquirer, Star, things like that. Now I got something or other to read when I'm going through things. A couple of mouse pads that they had marked at $9 a piece, but I actually do need a new mouse pad. So, hey, picked up a new mouse pad. And supposedly it says, peace and love. Peace and love, peace and love. This is Ringo Starr. And, you know, just kind of go on through. Got the beautiful cover for a Super Duck comic. Unfortunately, really short version that month. But again, even stuff like this, you throw this in a lot with a lot of other comic covers. It didn't cost me anything, and somebody or other wanted it. A couple of more yearbooks. This I thought was kind of a neat item in there as well. All in German, and all upside down. All in German, but if you take a look, and unfortunately the frontis is wrecked, as you can see. But if you can kind of zoom in on the date, 1816. So, you know, nice early German Bible. Again, that should probably go for what I paid for everything over here. So can't really argue with something or other like that. And just a couple of other things here, some kids books, some forum magazines, which are things that I like to list, not that kind of forum. Children's Digest, kids books, you know, just kind of filling out the box with just stuff that I saw lying around. So again, for $60, a lot of fun digging through, good time talking to the gentleman. He's a really good guy. He'll be on the channel at some point in the future. Do hit the like button if you could. You also have seen a little bit, Random Neighborhood Kid did do a little bit of shooting of the interior of the store as well. So that's kind of a neat little bonus part as well. So hit the like button and we will see you next video.